Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Townsville Storm Watch and surrounding districts Cyclone Watch here on the excuse me, the 30th of January 2014. I'm Nathan Donnelly, and just a word that if there are any businesses out there that would like to sponsor the work of Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts, then please head along to our Facebook page, leave a message on the Facebook page, and one of our admins will get back in contact with you as soon as possible. Very exciting times ahead. Some people may not think so, but for us, yes, very definitely very exciting times for us as we are set to chase our very first cyclone here for Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts, but a little bit about that a little bit later on. Let's get on with what is now Tropical Cyclone Dylan and what he is set to do. So here we have the forecast track for Cyclone Dylan issued by the Bureau of Meteorology at 4 minutes past 2 this afternoon, Thursday the 30th of January. And as you can see, at 1 p.m. this afternoon, Cyclone Dylan was a Category 1 cyclone sitting off the coast here between Innisfail and Cardwell. Dylan is expected to continue in the southwesterly track, and at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning is still expected to be a Category 1 cyclone sitting off the coast of around the area. And then after that, Dylan is expected to continue in that southwesterly track, making landfall early tomorrow morning, and then rapidly moving back into a low pressure system, and by 1 p.m. Tomorrow afternoon is expected to be sitting there just south of Charters Towers. Okay, if we have a look now at the satellite imagery from the Bureau of Meteorology, again that website www.bom.gov.au, and we can see here as we start the animation for this, we can see here that yesterday afternoon Tropical Cyclone Dylan was still swirling out here in the Coral Sea, not really looking like anything too interesting. If we move in now into Thursday morning, and again we can just see that starting of the swirling happening here as Dylan starts to get himself all organised and forming into a tropical cyclone. Then by about 1 o'clock this afternoon, again he's still making his way down the coast, and you can still see that swirling happening there. So again, he's sitting there just off the coast of Cairns, and then here at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, we can see that there's a definite swirling of clouds just around in this area here, with the feeder bands coming out of the central low pressure system, and that's where all the action is happening at the moment. So let's now have a look at what the forecast models are saying as to where this cyclone is expected to head over the next few hours. Again, we're not going to pay too much attention to these forecast ensemble tracks, as they are very much way out of the of what most model members are saying. Again, here to its southern side, these ones are just way too far out to actually be of any worth to us. The line that we are looking at is this dark green line here, which is where most of the model members are saying that this cyclone is going to track. Now, this red one here is called the deterministic track for this cyclone. So we have this one here, which is the mean of ensemble tracks. So where most of the ensembles models are saying that this cyclone is going to go, and below that is the deterministic track. So let's now look at the winds for this system from the GFS models, and here we are at what are we? We're at midnight on Thursday. So that was midnight last night. And here we can see that there is destructive winds happening here, just off the coast between Mackay and just north of Ingham. They're all off the coast, and so hopefully anyone that was thinking of going into a boat certainly had second ideas about that, with this huge, big red area of destructive winds just off the coast there. Now, if we have a look now into Thursday at about 9 o'clock, and here we can see that Tropical Cyclone Dylan, which wasn't called Tropical Cyclone Dylan at that time, has moved south towards the Bowen area. These destructive winds have now gone to its northern side and now lie also to its southern side there. So still off the coast, thankfully, with not a lot of wind getting onto the coast at this time. If we now have a look through till 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and 6 p.m. on Thursday, we can see that according to the GFS model, that Cyclone Dylan has already crossed the coast. Now, we're not quite sure why there is that rapid movement from this model, but there it is for what it's worth. If we rewind again just a little bit here, and have a look at what Tropical Cyclone Dylan may look like as it does cross the land. So this is now looking at 3 p.m., which is where this GFS model says that Tropical Cyclone Dylan has crossed there just south of Bowen. Still very destructive winds here to its eastern area, but most of the wind here to its south and its west and the north have really died off as soon as it hits land here. So that's what the GFS has for us. So now if we have a look at where the rain is expected to be with this system, and at 3 o'clock this afternoon we can see that there is a bucket load of moisture or a bucket load of rain here just off the coast of Queensland, maybe just capturing places like Bowen and that area. There is also further rainfall happening further up offshore, up and around the Eyre, possibly the Townsville area, and there's more moisture as we continue going up, reaching right up to around about possibly the start of the North Tropical Coast, or a little bit lower than that. If we now have a look at where this moisture is going to be, here we are at 9 o'clock tonight, and we can see that this moisture has now come to the west of the system and to its south as well. So anywhere that is west or south of this system is going to get a fair amount of rainfall. Now, looking further on now into Thursday night, and we can see that a lot of this moisture is still to its west and also to its south and up into its east in this little bit of a feeder band here. It has dropped off the amount of rainfall, but still there is quite still a lot of moisture left in this system at this stage. If we keep going now through into Friday, and this is 3 o'clock Friday morning, and what we can see here is that the system has once again developed back into a low pressure system. It's still dropping a little bit of moisture there in the central parts of Queensland, or even in the central, no, it's the central areas. I'm getting my areas confused. So still some rainfall happening in there, and a little bit still onshore here around, probably in that Bowen to Eyre region. So still a good lot of moisture left in the system after it's made its landfall. I just quickly wanted to show you the weather conditions that have been happening in Townsville since 9 o'clock this morning. And what I particularly wanted to pay attention to here was the amount of rain that Townsville has received since 9 o'clock this morning. And this was taken out of the airport in Townsville. And as you can see, it says 33.8 millimeters of rain has fallen. And that is quite a little bit of rain. And if you're in the Townsville area and you look outside, you'll probably find a few swimming holes that you could possibly join. So this was taken at 10 to 5 this afternoon, and we can see that the temperature was 22.7. We haven't seen temperatures like that for quite a little while. It's feeling like 22.7, which is good. 91% humidity, which is very, very humid indeed, but you're not feeling it because it's coming down in rain. The winds were at 33 kilometers per hour in a south-southwesterly direction, with wind gusts getting up to 43 kilometers per hour. The barometric pressure is 997.5 hectopascals. So we are definitely under the influence of this low pressure system. Now, we showed these tide times to you last night, but I wanted to just go over them again because these high tides have the potential to be quite dangerous in the Townsville and Bowen area. What we can see here is that high tide in Townsville tomorrow is going to be at 9:21, and it's going to be about 4.12 meters. Now, because of the rain and the wind that Townsville's experiencing at the moment, that has the potential to go higher. So those that may be living in the low-lying areas of Townsville really need to decide what action they're going to do to keep themselves safe. Here we've got the high tide times for Abbott Point for tomorrow, and we can see that at 9:56 in the morning, high tide's going to be 3.50. Now, because the cyclone at this stage is set to cross the coast early in the morning, we're hoping that it is not going to affect too much the height of that tide. But just as a word of caution, there is the possibility that that tide could be a little bit higher because of this system that's crossing over the coast. And finally, we have a look here at Bowen's tide times, and high tide is expected in Bowen at 11 minutes past 10 at a height of 3.65. Now, again, it's just a word of caution that this could increase, but because of the system crossing over early in the morning, fingers crossed that it's not going to have too much effect on the height of the tide. And now finally, let's have a look at the rainfall totals for the next few days ahead. Here we're having a look at today's rainfall totals, and as we can see, there is quite a lot of moisture coming in off the ocean due to this tropical cyclone Dylan, and just off the coast there it is the really heavy stuff, maybe a little bit hitting Bowen area down there in the Burdekin area. If we now have a look at tomorrow's rainfall, and what we can see is that this Bowen and Ayr area is getting absolutely hammered with up to 400 millimeters of rain just right there. It's only a very little area, but still, for that little area, it's going to be a lot of rain. But most of the area probably seeing between this 100 to 150 or 200 millimeters of rain, so quite a good soaking for this area. Looking now through to Saturday, and we can see that the rainfall is starting to ease off. It's penetrating here into the central parts of Queensland, so very good rainfall here for the farmers. Between 10 to 10 to 50 mils of rain, which will be very welcomed by them indeed. Now looking at Sunday, we can see that well, the rain has definitely started to ease off in that Bowen and Townsville and Cairns area. Still a lot of monsoonal type rain happening up here on the western Cape York area, but on the coast generally there's that easing trend. And now we have a look at Monday, and we can see that most of the rainfall is now just kind of squeezed itself up into that northern part of Queensland. So we're talking maybe about around probably north of Townsville, so probably Rolling Stone, that sort of area, right up to the tip of the Capes. Now if we have a look at the 4 days from so this is looking at the 4 days between the 30th to the 2nd of February, and as we said before, a lot of rainfall happening here just on the coast around that Bowen Air sort of area, and Home Hill, and with further falls going up the coast and just starting to taper off as we go further north. Now we have a look at the rainfall for the 3rd of February through to the 6th of February, and well, what we can see here is that this top end is still being hammered by the monsoonal trough up that way, getting lots of great rainfall in the 300-400 millimeter area, but unfortunately further south things don't look as good as the rain starts to taper off. Now if we look at the 8-day forecast, so this is looking from the 30th of January through to the 6th of February, and well, as we've said before, we don't need to repeat ourselves, but lots of rain here on the coast around that Bowen and Ayr area, and just petering out as we go further north and as we go further west as well. But the good news with this is that rainfall should be penetrating through into the central and west of Queensland, which is great news for the farmers. So there we have, folks. That is the update for tonight. Just a reminder that your Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts storm chasing team will be going out to intercept this system tonight, and we will be getting some great data from this system. We'll be live streaming onto our page. You can ask questions. You can you can follow us there on the page. Just go to our Facebook page and look under the live stream tab, which is under the cover photo, and you'll find all the details there. You can ask questions and find out where we're going. Also, just a reminder that if you are a business out there and you would like to support the work of Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts in keeping the community up to date with weather-related events, then please head along to our Facebook page, put in your details there, and one of our admins will contact you as soon as possible. We'll probably do another one of these updates tomorrow night. Till then, please stay safe, especially if you are in that warning areas for this cyclone. Please make sure that you put into place your cyclone plan. Stay safe, and remember that message that if it's flooded, forget it. Probably not a good idea to be driving around in these sort of conditions at the best of times, except for if you are experienced in doing so. So that's it. We will see you tomorrow night, and stay safe.